The DA
That's what they
told
did.
us yesterday. They had her, she was in handcuffs, and she was released because they said they had no proven evidence, no factual evidence.
Grace White says Rudy's mom left the home yesterday. Houston police saying Rudy is now with his mother.
We have team coverage tonight of this investigation. Cheryl Mercedes verifying the facts, but first we go to Anieli Ruiz with the new details from Houston police on claims Rudy was sexually abused. Anieli.
Well, that's right. This story just keeps getting more confusing for everyone. But here's what HPD say. They say Rudy's been living with his mom this entire time. Matter of fact, they said they had several encounters with officers providing them fake names and fake date of births. All of this, they said they learned yesterday during an interview with Rudy and his mother. Now, take a look at the press conference from earlier today. It was during this press conference this morning where we learned Rudy came home on March 8th of 2015, one day after he disappeared, but officers say the mother continued to deceive police and allege it was a nephew who was living with her. The police department says the DA's office declined any charges for making fictitious reports.
Many are wondering why his mother is not facing any charges.
Our Rochelle Turner spoke to KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss and joins us live from the district attorney's office downtown with the latest. Rochelle?
Daniela, a spokesperson with the district attorney's office, said there wasn't enough probable cause in this case. However, our legal analyst Brian Weiss says that's what makes this case so unique.
I think that the district attorney's office made the right call in declining any or all of these possible charges.
KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss is referring to the case of Rudy Farias. Today, Houston police said the Harris County District Attorney's Office declined to charge his mother, Janie Santana, for making up fake names and failure to properly identify Farias after he was reported missing 8 years ago.
I think that Rudy's mom isn't facing any charges for the same reason that on a daily basis, the district attorney's office rejects requests from law enforcement to file charges. Either the wholesale lack of evidence, the fact that the conduct charged, alleged, doesn't fall within a penal code provision, a combination of both.
Officials say there wasn't enough of a probable cause yet. Weiss says detectives were looking at 3 possible charges.
From falsely identifying yourself to a peace officer, reporting falsely a missing child, and then making a false report to a peace officer. Viewed through the prism of what these penal provisions entail and the facts as they seem to be coming out once again.
Now, if the district attorney's office does decide to charge...
Yeah, you just heard it from the family, the aunt, and close family members with this Rudy Farias missing for 8 years, wasn't missing, has his 30. This story just keeps on unwrapping. It's gone different ways. She was handcuffed, the mother, for they arrested her and they let her go. And also, who's this Cornell ex leader of a church, an activist? I had to look him up, who he was, and why did he come into the picture? Craziness story. Hello, everybody. I'm Sal Capone. Continue with this sad story. Allegedly, the mom was in handcuffs, let go. Now, I'm going to jump into, you just heard some of this news coverage. I don't make it clear this is entertainment only, and be nice to everybody, be kind, and if you can subscribe and like and share this video. This world's upside down. Now, I don't work for the police department. I said how sloppy they were yesterday, but let's just hold tight on the police department. Now, they're doing a thorough investigation. The young man, who's now, I believe, 25 years old, is spoken to this Cornell X, who's a leader of a church and whatnot. Why him? I don't know. Leave in the comments, maybe I'm missing something. But anyhow, this gentleman said he opened it for whatever reason. He opened up to him. Maybe he just felt comfortable. Sometimes we just feel comfortable with church leaders. Sometimes we feel comfortable with a complete stranger over family members. With this, a young man, 25 years old, who's saying that the mother sexual abused him, allegedly locked him up in the bedroom, had him go to work, play daddy role, and I'm not going to get into details. Horrible if it's true. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion in a little bit, so don't go anywhere. But you know, the aunt says the mother would have her go to California and look for him. And meanwhile, he was in the house the whole time, you know, whether he was in the basement or another room. Should this mother be held responsible, at least staying, you know, in jail for, I mean, if you and I would call 911, or if we would report one of our kids missing or our husband missing, and it wasn't true, shouldn't that be at least a gross misdemeanor and held in jail with a bail? Leave me your comments on just that while they do an investigation. Now, I understand it's an investigation, and I'm going to give you what I think in a minute, but shouldn't she just on that and lying? Just lying. I mean, this is a police search, and I'm going to jump into this. Now, hello, I'm Sal Capano. Thank you for subscribing. I had to come back and do another video on this because it's bothering me. And I'm sure it's confusing because a lot of us have kids or know people with kids. Okay, so the family members, they want the mom arrested, the aunt, the sister. And most of the family and neighbors are saying that, you know, they smelled something fishy. The whole thing, the neighbor's not reporting it. And I know he's changed in size and shapes and he's got bigger, but different names. But how could not, it's not like I'm hitting on the neighbors, but how can not one neighbor, one family member, let's just rewind for a second, contact the police? And why? So here's my opinion. Why did the police, they said they admitted they didn't have a search warrant, but they did to go looking into the house. Well, they didn't look good. They didn't look good enough, right? I mean, I'd be scared if I was missing and I was hidden with a mask taped on or something like that, and held hostage from a family member or relative or anybody, that they would, to me, right now, I'm hard and I'm not hard on the police. I'm hard in the sense where rewind 8 years that they didn't go into this house and check all the rooms. They said that they did, but something is not right. Now, the prosecutor in this says there's not enough evidence based on what the young man, 25 years old, Rudy, says to this Malcolm, this church leader, Quinnell, sorry. This just got me shaken up. Is this crazy, guys? He opened up to him with a detective there. Now, that should be handcuffed, right? But, slow down. This is where I'm contradicting myself. The police have to do a thorough investigation just based on that. Now, he was on drugs and stuff with mushrooms and who knows what else. So they got to make sure. They got to remember there's two sides of a story. Some people would say there's three sides of a story, right? So now they got to interview the mother, and she's going to go through some. They have the best of the best. Hopefully, Houston has the best of the best, and they do a thorough lie detector, whatever psychological test on her. Then let's say they say, for conversation purposes, she comes out and they know that she did do this. So let's say she doesn't admit, but they feel like it. It's still hard to prosecute because it's just based on what they think, the police department. They got to have, now he has scars, I heard. Well, according to Quinnell X, this church leader guy says there were scars, and the shorty detective seems scars. Well, now they got to, okay, there's scars. How old are the scars? When did it happen? All this. So, you know, I'm not knocking the police on the present, what they're doing right now. We're always in a hurry to evict somebody. And I personally think that she did do it, my opinion. But I'm talking rewind 8 years ago. Let's even go back 3 years ago. Why aren't they, you know, missing report is, I looked it up. That is, that's a charge. And in some states, it's a felony. I think she should be at least behind bars on that. Maybe not in prison yet. I'd like to hear from you and all. It's a sad story. So one thing for sure, the mother's a liar. We can say that. She's a liar. She falsified a missing report. That should be a criminal act, right? Am I right? But now they got to hear that she actually do all these things that he says. Sexual abuse, play the daddy role, getting in bed with her, washing her, going to work for her, doing all these things, drugged up, mushrooms and all that. So now they got to figure out that. And it's hard. I mean, do they have cameras? Is there cameras in the house? The problem is the family members don't even have proof. So this is just on like, okay, this guy stole from the gas station. You know, it's hard, but if you're a jury right now, she would get let off. So before we jump the gun, there's going to be more to come in the next couple of days. I'll keep you updated. I've talked to friends in the FBI and police force, and they're the ones who are, make it clear, I don't work for the police. I'm just telling you what they say. we'll see what unravel. But if this is true, let's pray for this young man. He's going to need therapy for the rest of his life. I pretty much think that that probably 80% of this young man said is true, because he's probably not on drugs at the moment. But it's hard. It's a touchy thing. Why would he make something up like that, right? But why did he open up? Again, I think he opened up to this Quinnell X. Who knows? Who knows why? I mean, sometimes people open up to the mailman. Sometimes people open up to their hairdresser, their personal trainer, whatever it might be. I don't know. But I'm just aggravated that I just feel that in this world, if you're watching this video and you feel something, a family member, you feel something's not right, you could be wrong. Open up to police. It doesn't hurt to call the police. You could be anonymous if you know you're a brother or sister. And if you're a young person, you're out there. I said this in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched it, watch it after this. I gave you my opinion. If you are out there and you're watching this and you've been a victim, sexual abuse, mental, a young man, a young woman, a husband or wife, reach out. Don't be afraid. People will be protecting you. Please. And if you know somebody that might be, reach out. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong. Nothing's going to happen. You can always apologize. That's my advice on this. Stay healthy, everybody. God bless America. God bless this young man and the family. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel that this mother actually did this. Thank you. God bless.